Is the 308 Winchester still the best deer rifle you could buy in 2026? Everybody's got an opinion. Today, we're not taking opinions, we're taking numbers. Recoil, accuracy, water jugs, and a chronograph that doesn't lie. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Rakestraw Boys. Today, we're putting the 308 Winchester through the full scorecard. Barnes Harvest Collection, 165 grain, 22-inch barrel. No height, just what it actually does. By the way, quick thanks to 601 Outdoor Scents for backing the channel. Links in the description. Now, let's get back to the numbers.
Today, I will be shooting my brother's 308 Savage Axis. It is a 22-inch barrel with a 1 in 10 twist. On top, it has a Vortex Crossfire 2 3x9x40. It has a 90-degree bolt through. It has a standard safety and a trigger that's had a trigger job to about 3.5 pounds. He has got a paint job that he did himself that he likes, and that is his style.
Now, enough of me rambling about the gear. Let's get down to brass tacks. There is a 5-part scorecard. 1, recoil. 2, accuracy. 3, water displacement. 4, numbers and ballistics. 5, accessibility. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the recoil. Felt truth over internet wisdom. Everybody online will either tell you 308 is going to kick you like a mule or it doesn't kick at all. Neither one of them ain't really true. It's a manageable round, and if you've shot a deer rifle before, this round is not going to rattle you. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's a 243 either. I'm being real with you on this score. It's not a punishing gun, but it's not necessarily the lightest shooting either. So, for recoil, we'll make it a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, right down the middle, just exactly the way it should be. Pillar 2, let's talk about accuracy.
All right, first 3-shot group, target to the left. Guys, time for the second 3-shot group. Yeah, I was right. There's the second group. So accuracy's great.
The first group was about a 1/2 inch. The second group was right at about 3/4 inch. If you're not an MOA kind of person, this probably doesn't move you in any way whatsoever. But if you care about tight groups just as much as I do, that is about as good as it gets for a hunting rifle. So for accuracy, I'll give it an 8 out of 10, and there ain't nothing wrong with that either. Now, real quick, if you're on the fence about hunting with 308 this year, leave a comment down below. What are you running? Leave a like too. It actually does help the channel. All right, let's talk about our third pillar, water displacement. We're running Barnes Harvest Collection 165 grain chambered 308 Winchester.
Redneck expansion test coming up. If you're thirsty, you might want to look away because water's about to go everywhere and not a drop to drink. We're going to see if we can catch this bullet in 3, 2, 1. Well, I heard it hit the water for sure. Dang. That's some carnage right there. One of the main things I see, it bent my metal. I know I hit the jugs because they're everywhere. If I caught anything, it's going to be in the one that still has water, so hang on just a second. Upon further inspection, the bullet completely disintegrated.
We got it 4 jugs deep because I figured with a heavier bullet for caliber that it would have more penetration, and truthfully, it did. Matter of fact, it went through 4 jugs instead of its normal 3 jugs like the 308 Winchester usually does, and disintegrated inside the 4th. That's real penetration and real expansion doing exactly what it's supposed to do on a deer. And honestly, that's pretty textbook, especially for the context of white-tailed deer. So for the water displacement test, we'll give it an 8 out of 10. Solid, dependable, and does exactly the way it does every single time. Let's talk about the fourth pillar, numbers and ballistics.
So the velocity stated at 2680 on the box. We got a 22-inch barrel, so step one is to see whether or not that velocity is accurate or not. Here you go, 2783, which is substantially faster than 2680. It's 100 feet per second faster to be specific.
Now, here's where this 308 has earned its reputation. Advertised velocity in this Barnes load was advertised at 2680. My chronograph read 2783. That is not a small gap, boys. That is a rifle actually outshooting the box with a 22-inch barrel. Also, the ballistic coefficient is 0.514 G1BC. That is a flat shooting, wind bucking number for a deer round. So for numbers and ballistics, we are going to give it a 10 out of 10. It could not have performed any better than what it did. Plus, it exceeded the box expectations. The numbers don't lie. Now let's talk about our fifth pillar just real quick, and it talks about accessibility. This is where the 308 really separates itself from its competition. Walk into any store that sells any kind of ammunition whatsoever, and you're most likely going to find 308 on the shelf. At different price points with different bullet weights and different bullet styles, all available at the same place. That is not something that every caliber could say. And honestly, I'm not mad about that at all. That is a real advantage for two things. One, if you're hunting on a budget, and two, if you're hunting away from home. So for accessibility, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. It does not get any better than a 308. The 308, in my opinion, is the most common and most widely available cartridge there is to date, especially in 2026. You will never struggle to find this round. Now guys, stick around. The full scorecard is coming right up. All right, y'all, let's pull it all together. Recoil, 6 out of 10. Accuracy, 8 out of 10. Water displacement, 8 out of 10. Numbers and chronograph, 10 out of 10. Accessibility, 10 out of 10. Add it up, and this thing is still one of the best deer caliber options on the market. Not because it's flashy, not because of Magnum hype, but because it does its job every time, and you'll be able to find it anywhere. And y'all, there's nothing wrong with a gun that just works. Matter of fact, that's what most hunters need instead of having a brand new gun with more bells and whistles on it. Guys, that is the 308 Winchester, broken down the way it actually performs, not the way the internet would like to argue about it. Y'all help a man out. Leave a comment down below what you're using in your hunting safe this season. But for now, I'll tell you, the Rakestraw boys, we gone!